Hey y'all, how's it going? Welcome to Nephew Spot. Sorry, I am sweaty. I'm so sweaty. Um, in any news, I'm slowly starting to learn and realize that this vlog is not only a place where I can be satirical. I should also really get down to writing down this disclaimer and making sure I like display it or something. Um, but full disclaimer: this is all satire, purely satirical jokes. Maybe bits of my opinion, maybe not. Maybe just a bit of me telling what's there, satire and all that. Now, unless I'm serious, I'm going to literally say, hey, real talk, this is how I really feel. I'll say my spiel, and then I say that's the end of the real talk, back to the regularly scheduled satire jokes. Yeah, I'm going to really like rewrite this down and stuff. But hey, how you guys doing? I'm going to take this off because reflection. I'm not crazy about it. Do you like my hair? I'm going to figure out some way to look less of a mess. But at the same time, I also want to remain authentic. I don't know. All the same, I have continued things to say along with small antics. Like I just found out, just literally like maybe like 10 minutes ago. There's a FedEx driver in 2024 right now, beautiful black woman, um, who just informed us that America in 2024 still has sundown towns. And a lot of them are surprisingly in the Midwest. By sundown town, historically, it means if you are black and you're in town at sundown, you ain't gonna be around. You get what I'm saying? All right, okay. That's for the white people in the audience who don't feel as threatened and singled out as much. Because I mean, I make jokes about us too, about the fact that we still got Jaguar Wright, who's still dropping gems. I think it's like a mix of gems, but a part of me is also like really taking it seriously. So like the most recent development that she pointed out is that Wendy Williams and Orlando Brown may possibly be faking the fact that they're like really sick, um, to get out of the way of anybody who really wants to hurt or eliminate them. I think that's interesting. I think it's very, very, very interesting. Interesting theory. I'm not so sure about Wendy Williams because here's our joke about us. I think Wendy Williams has like spent enough time like digging through a lot of people's like dirty laundry and gossip that karma's kind of caught up with her a little bit. Yeah, cause she don't look the same. It's sort of like when Paul Rudd went out and point was really cool and he looked like a healthy, relaxed man who had sleep. And then he promoted Zionism, and then afterwards he looked like he hit the crystal meth a little too hard at one time, and he's glad that he's recovering. It's kind of like that, and it's not just me. All right, I'm satire. I'm satire. Don't come for me, Paul Rudd's people. Don't come for me, Wendy Williams people. Please, I do not want the smoke with Miss Wright. I do not want any smoke with Miss Jaguar Wright. She putting it out there. Among other things that I have to stipulate as a point, though, she did point out that she wants to hope, or at least a part of the reason why she's revealing so much. And a lot of it will probably come to light. I have a feeling it's going to come to light, and a lot of it's going to be true, and we're going to have a hard time like reconciling with it. And it might bring something of an end to a lot of this celebrity culture worship, and really start bringing in like artists, people like actors who love to act into the fray, and less people who are just hustling to stay relevant at the end of the day. But she said this: she wants to one day be responsible for the day when parents can for the one day parents can send their kids out to audition and yeah, not worry about them getting touched. That's a formidable thought when you think about it. Especially when you look back on things like how things are not really things, but careers of like Justin Bieber, not Justin Timberlake, who looks like he's been riding the white tiger a little too long. And by too long, he probably has like no sleep because my man is looking rough. He's looking roughly crazy. We don't know how he accomplished that, and it must have been like the last straw. Cause yeah, I mean, it's just me reporting what's already put out there. Again, I think it's also really interesting, at least for Justin Timberlake's sake, that it's being put out there very well after the fact. The karma of him like embarrassing Janet Jackson at that Super Bowl all those years ago. Planned or not, she shouldn't have ever had to take a hit. I've already said this in the other episode. Okay, it's already said. But I think what Jaguar Wright is doing is pretty powerful, and I think I stand to reason that there is some validity to some of what she says, even though it sounds a little crazy. At least with the Wendy Williams part, that's where I feel like there's a little bit of a discrepancy. That's where I sense a bit of a discrepancy because Wendy Williams is looking rough, and I say that having had a crush on her when I was younger. Listen, don't look at me like that, all right? That is a caramel brown Amazonian woman. Okay, Amazonian, she tall. Wood. Anyway, um, among other things that I've, perused around on the internet, I've found that even though this is kind of counterproductive, which is also kind of a testament to my journey into film and television, is that do you find that when you grow older and when you mind your business, you find more peace. Now, this year is literally me minding mine. I know at the same time it's me like talking about stuff I've already read and things I've perused on, but a lot of this is really my opinion or just my jokes about things that are taking place right now. I couldn't help but think about something else too. Once upon a time, the whole world was locked indoors. And they were locked indoors so long, the birds returned to Rome and Italy. And they sang for the first time in 100 years. Isn't that crazy? Whew, we call it the pandemic. Couldn't get on an elevator because we had to stand 6 feet apart. We wondered all sorts of curious things. And then there's a random report somewhere in the middle of all that chaos that a government official in Africa tested a mango and tested a goat and pointed out that if you run a test on the mango contracted COVID. But, people are probably not going to remember that. And it's just me being crazy. I think it's interesting that we're in the time where we're questioning a lot of reality and a lot of videos that we once knew and loved, which was the next part of this little bit of vlog segment of mine, is talking about vines that are getting remakeovers from AI. It's something creepy. Okay? It's like you'll watch like that one Vine where that one guy was just like, Oh my god! And his little brother just comes out the blue, like staring at him. Whew. Or the one lady who's like, ah, and the guy that like cuts her off with his car comes out talking about some, why are you running? Why are you running? And then some random guys in black suits like run after her. But it's AI touched. It's like weird. Also should stipulate on a much more serious note, I am not the guy promoting hate for AI because I use AI. I think we're all starting to learn to use it. AI is still very much a 5-year-old. What's creepy or what I find to be uncomfortable while I'm in this serious note is how quickly we are to judge it and find it negative. I think there's a silver lining in there. We just haven't figured out how to use it yet. End of serious note. Yeah, but all the same, man. I was thinking about all kinds of other random things. It's all real interesting that we're getting another Beetlejuice. It's really interesting that Last Friday is going to be coming out. I tell you what, I'm going to put it out in the vlog. I'm putting this out in the universe. If Ice Cube is watching this, I would love to play. I'm 6'3". I got this brown skin. I got these long locks. I could play Debo's nephew who came back and reclaimed Debo's house after Debo passed away in incarceration and tell the whole story about how Debo and Uncle Ezel were friends once upon a time, but then when Uncle Ezel decided to become a crackhead, he hung out. And you know how it really goes when you're a big black man and people automatically assume that you're really scary. So he developed a large scale reputation for being the big bad bully on the block. But you can't really do that with white people. So then he decided to do it to his own people. And then he ended up taking that one guy's chain. And then all of the other legends grew about him. And then somewhere along the line, he got it in his head to blame you, Craig, when you went out there and picked up and moved out of your house to your uncle's up in Rancho Cucamonga. He got it in his head that you were the reason. They locked him right back up, and you know how that go. There's always somebody bigger and tougher. It might be a little sad, but that's just me putting in my little spiel. I could be in Last Friday and help you do some really nice shout outs. I would love to do that, or at least love to like come out there and like write my own canon, or at least write my own little section. I'd be a tall cat Williams. I'd be a tall cat Williams. I'd be coming up with all kinds of stuff, maybe figuring out from my very limited resources and but also very plentiful resources of people who are like, hey, I heard you on this production. Hey, you want some help? I'm like, yeah, I could use some help. I'll pretty much credit that person, and third. And bam, I'll be on that movie talking to people and talking to a reformed Smokey. And then I also randomly thought, having actor thoughts, thinking about acting. Could I play a guy who has a stutter? It's not something like to be made fun of, but it made me think of like Harlem Nights. Anyway, I'm going to be watching Fringe sometime this weekend, and I'm going to be checking out Tight Five by Sydney Edwards and Byron Cooley. You guys should go check it out. It's at the Scared Fools LA. Tickets are out there on sale. You don't want to miss it. Well, I think that's mainly it with Nephew Spot. Let me know in the comments if you want to steer some of this conversation. I'll probably check out any little or 2 or 3 comments or the 3 views or the 1 view I got on YouTube. Clearly, I'm frustrated, but all the same, I would love it if you guys subscribed and told your friends about what I'm doing here. I'll have things to say or not. Who knows? I'll have funny moments. Who knows? Anyway, peace out, y'all. Peace out, peace out, peace out.